Chemical engineering is a fascinating world. I don't know whether people appreciate or understand how chemical engineering touches your life, or it's a recycling, upcycling. Everything has to be evaluated before taking a decision. Risk assessment and a follow up on the risk issues will be another critical issues.
Hello and welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, a podcast series by Directors Institute World Council of Directors. I'm Priya George, and today we have the pleasure of welcoming an innovative problem solver with over 37 years of proven success in shaping the chemical engineering landscape. Renowned for his expertise in design, engineering, and process optimization, he has achieved transformative results, seamlessly applying his expertise across plant commissioning, safety, and environmental compliance. Currently serving as a technical advisor and transformation project leader, it's my pleasure to welcome Mr. Neeraj Tiwari to the podcast. Thank you for being here, Mr. Tiwari, and welcome to FaceTime with Leaders. Your presence is really appreciated.
Thank you very much for having me on this platform and giving me this opportunity to present my thoughts. Thank you.
Absolutely. It is our pleasure, sir. So, Mr. Tiwari, without further ado, we will dive right into our interview questions. Now, with nearly 4 decades of experience, your career as a chemical engineer has been nothing short of extraordinary, and you have made significant contributions to design, engineering, and process optimization. So, could you share what inspired you to pursue chemical engineering and how that shaped your experiences in your earlier career?
Okay. Chemical engineering is a fascinating world. I don't know whether people appreciate or understand how chemical engineering touches your life. It really touches your life in more ways than you can imagine. I mean, take, for example, the food that you eat. They use fertilizers. The fuel that you use for your car, it comes from a chemical processing. The drugs that you need to keep you disease-free, it comes from a chemical industry. The nutrition that you take for keeping you healthy comes from chemical industry. The clothes that you are wearing, the gadgets that you are using, your TV, your watch, your mobile phone, anything. It's difficult to find out something which has not passed through a chemical engineering chemical industry or had not used something related to chemical industry. So it's a very fascinating world and it touches your life almost in so many ways, and that has been the reason for aspiring to be a chemical engineer. And coming back to your question about early phase of life, how I started my career and how did I learn in the early phase of career. Of course, there's one thing which I would like to share and tell the young aspiring engineers, that you should not shy away from dirtying your hands. I mean, there is no substitute for on-hand experience. You got to get on-hand experience, and that makes you a better engineer. Then once you are in the field, there are people who understand how things work, but you have to go beyond that and try to understand why things work. Once you know why things work, you will be a better engineer. You will understand your processes, your facilities in a better way, and that will help you to get better output from the same.
True. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate your response. One thing what stuck out to me, what you said was people who join a field should not be afraid to start from the ground up and getting their hands dirty, understanding every aspect of the business. I think you made a very important point there. And your journey is truly a testament to the impact of hard work, perseverance, and passion in building your career. So, like I said, you have a career spanning nearly 4 decades. So, was there or what was that defining moment in your journey that not only shaped your outlook on leadership and innovation, um, but also define the legacy you aim to leave in the chemical engineering field?
Okay. In the initial phase of career, I worked in many fields. I mean, I worked in technical services department. I worked in MIS and so many functions, and each function has something add to your knowledge. I mean, I can't uh, demean any of these functions or any of these knowledges that I got from while working in those departments. But the truly defining moment was when I got opportunity to work in a particularly specialty chemical product. The company was making this product when we were catering to small scale, I mean, in Indian demands, and we were aspiring to expand this capacity. And I was given the charge to design and make that particular plant. And that gave me a opportunity to showcase my knowledge, my ability, and that project came out very well. Subsequently, we decided to further expand it, and we had decided to go look for international markets. And then I got opportunity to closely work with international consultants and senior management on that product. And this, I mean, step by step, we built that product and that plant. And finally, we reached to a world-class level. So that particular product has taken company to the world scale, and my skills and my knowledge also has gone with that. And then subsequently, we were able to make multiple facilities of different products, multiple world-class facilities. But that particular event was a kind of a defining moment which turned my career, and it shaped me as a process engineer and a chemical engineer.
Right. Lovely. Thank you for sharing that with us. Now, it's clear how these experiences have shaped the legacy you contribute to build in the field. When we talk about sustainability in engineering, it's mostly about creating systems that endure and adapt. So, how do you ensure that the processes you design today remain relevant and adaptable to the evolving needs of industries and environmental regulations in the future?
It's a very interesting concept, sustainability in engineering. And it's important also because many times it happens that the product reaches to life cycle stage and they are no longer needed. The facilities are there and you have to do something. What to do with those facilities? Or there may be cases where products are needed, but there are better ways of making them. And those facilities are no longer usable. I mean, I have a couple of examples from my industry. In fact, almost everybody in India used to make acetic acid from molasses root. So
Right.
molasses is a waste product coming from sugar industry that is converted to ethanol and then subsequently to acetic acid. And there were, I mean, dozens of industries who were doing this. And subsequently, molasses-based ethanol is now going for fuel blending and no longer available to chemical industry. The costs has gone up, and all those plants were lying idle. We were first in the country to repurpose this facility to make from acetic acid to ethyl acetate. Of course, later on, lot many people followed and everybody did that, but we were first to come up with that. So that's a very important requirement which people have to understand while building a plant, what else can be made in that facility. And you can leave some kind of a provisions to make modification in those facilities whenever needed. That's one way of doing it. Other is for small scale or for specialty chemicals. Particularly, that's a practice. People make facilities which are multi-purpose. So they are not dependent on one product. You can make multiple products in those facilities. And as and when needed, whatever is needed, they can make those products. Please go ahead.
So I'm aware that ethanol is used for a lot of different things. And like you mentioned, it's also used as gasohol or a biofuel. But could you share with me? I know that acetic acid, commonly known as vinegar, is used as a preservative in cooking as well. What are the other uses of acetic acid to make it such a valuable product?
One of the important, important to all of us is acetic acid is used to make acetic anhydride. And then this acetic anhydride is used to make paracetamol. So we all consume that.
Oh, okay.
So next time
I
you
learned
consume
something new
paracetamol, think
today.
of molasses or acetic acid.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. I learned something new today. Uh, so, um, your perspective on sustainability and adaptability clearly highlights the foresight which is required to design systems that endure. So, with your extensive experience in design and project management,
Yeah.
how do you see ESG and corporate governance shaping the ability of future leaders to drive sustainable innovation and also manage risks at the same time in the chemical sector?
ESG is, it's a very important in today's environment. And
Right.
I'll say that ESG has to be in the forefront. We have to keep ESG as a guiding principle and then design things around it. Of course, chemical industry's growth is important. We are talking of 5 trillion economy and 7 to 8% of it comes from chemical industry. So it has to grow multifold and it has to grow at a fast pace. But ESG is important. And the leaders have to evaluate all the options available, whether it's a green chemistry, whether it's a biological processes, or it's a recycling, upcycling. Everything has to be evaluated before taking a decision for going for a particular product. So it's a critical that ESG is looked into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. So, now going on to my next question, Mr. Tiwari, project
Yeah.
management has definitely been a cornerstone of your career. Now, you have led multidisciplinary teams to delivering complex outcomes. Building on this experience, how do you ensure that projects remain efficient and cost effective while also meeting highest standards of quality and safety?
So safety has to be paramount. You have to take out safety from the other metrics. It has to be on the top, and it's a non-negotiable for chemical industry. So leaving safety at top, then we can discuss other performance parameter like cost, schedule, quality, and the performance of the project against the parameters which were envisioned at the early stage of the project. So the most important thing would be planning. It's critical to plan and each and every aspect of the project. The early detailing, early planning can avoid a lot of hassles at a last stage. And the second would be, once you plan, you have to monitor also. There is no point preparing a detailed plan and then you don't know where the project is.
Correct.
So these
Correct.
planning and detailing and risk assessment and a follow up on the risk issues will be another critical issues. Of course, there are now digital tools available. There are softwares available which can help you in planning and understanding, giving a better view of better status of your projects. And we definitely take help of these tools so that we can track each and every aspect of the project. Beyond the tools, you have to definitely build a strong team. You need a team which has multidisciplinary strength and complementary skills, because the project needs a lot of skills, different type of peoples are needed. So you have to have a team with multiple skills and multiple knowledge.
Got it.
Once you have teams, you have to, in fact, empower your teams to take decisions so that the speed of the work can be maintained. And
Right.
beyond team and this communication and collaboration is important. Communication and collaboration within the team and collaboration with the different stakeholders of the project. Because if you don't act in time, if you don't take into account their inputs at the early stage, at a later stage, that can cause you a lot of trouble, a lot of cost escalations or time escalations.
Okay.
So it's important to collaborate with all stakeholders at the early stage.
Understood.
And beyond that, it's a team leader who has to do some kind of stargazing and look into the anticipate problems or errors where people can go wrong and continuously keep on correcting courses.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So after hearing how you balance efficiency with quality, safety, and I'm sure you have done that in multiple projects, definitely provides some valuable insights into effective project management.
Okay. One of the most important thing I think I have mentioned earlier also.
Yes.
Safety is critical for process industry, for chemical industry. And the young engineers should build a culture of learning about safety. I mean, there are a lot of informations available. I mean, we know how people, what kind of errors or mistakes have happened in the past, what accidents have taken in the past. Go learn as much as you can.
Right.
There are vast information available on a click of a button nowadays. So
Right.
as much as possible, gather information about standards, about best practices people do, so that the safety can be built as a foundation.
Right.
Beyond safety, the need of the hour is on the sustainable processes. So environmental resilience, clean water, energy transition, these are going to be the theme of future.
Okay.
So you have to understand them, you have to work on them.
Got it.
These are the
Yes.
two things I'll say. Then there are, I mean, softer sides. You have to understand communication, collaboration. You have to
Planning.
have passion, hard work. So with these, you can build a future, not for yourself, but also for a chemical industry.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for your response, and your advice for aspiring engineers is incredibly insightful. And I'm sure it's going to inspire the next generation of industry professionals. You have been associated with Directors Institute for a while now. How has your experience with Directors Institute shaped your strategic outlook? And what aspects have been most impactful or helpful to you so far?
I'm very happy that I enrolled with Directors Institute, because I mean, my view of the management board was slightly, I mean, very simplistic. I thought there are a bunch of people who take decisions or certain proposals that we prepare for them, and they say yes or no to them, or they give guidelines on limited things. This is to be done and this is not to be done, or this is how it's to be done. But now I understand in a much better way that the roles and responsibilities that board has to play. There are so many committees, there are so many responsibilities on ESG, on the investor front, for the uh, small shareholders, for other legal formalities. So it's a whole lot of work which the board has to do, and I'm really learning it and I'm loving it.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, Mr. Tiwari, it has been fascinating to learn about your outstanding career and your commitment to innovation and safety, especially in chemical engineering. Your leadership in process improvement and transformation projects continues to inspire excellence in the industry. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and expertise with us. We at Directors Institute wish you everlasting success for the future.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It was very interesting to on this talk show.
Thank you very much for being here, sir. And with that, we come to the end of another interesting and enriching experience. We look forward to sharing more inspiring stories and insights from remarkable leaders in our next session. Until then, keep upskilling and finding joy in your journey. Thank you. Until next time.